I have a very big God. Hey, a very big God. He know the for my hand. He's always on my side. A very big God. Hi there. I have no rights to this song, but this is one of my favorite songs of 2023, and I just wanted to play this song, dance to it on this video as I'm reviewing my last book in 2023. I just want to say thank God. I just want to thank God for this opportunity. It has always been in my mind to have a YouTube channel like this to review books during the year, but schoolwork, something always comes up. But when we started, it just started, and we've been able to sustain. And I'm thankful to God. I've gotten a lot of people that supported me. Like when we started, my mom had to hold the camera, but now we have a tripod that we can use. We even have a speaker that projects my voice, and a lot of people have showed me one or two things I can use to make my video quality better. So I'm just thankful to God for that. So I just want to use this opportunity to say that if you have something that you want to do, start it, because no matter what happens, God is always going to provide people that will support you, that will inspire you. And I also want to thank you, 62 subscribers. It's not easy. I mean, I have a lot of people that see me and like, KSB, no video, what's going on? Aren't you reading a book? Or you people that send me messages and like, oh, KSB, we have not seen any review from you. When are we going to see the next review? That last one was like amazing. Even people that say, wow, this was one of my favorite book review. This is my favorite books that you reviewed so far, and I really loved this episode. And I really want to thank you, people that always watch my videos, people that always like, people that always share the link, that always say something in my email. I want to thank you so much. And I'm also thankful to God for keeping us through 2023, and He's not allowing us come. Our lives are not ending with 2023. I'm really grateful for that. So the book we are going to review today was an absolute delight. When I read it, I was like, wow, this book is an amazing book. And the author, Michael Morpurgo, when they say he's the master storyteller, I mean it. He's actually the master storyteller, because I've been reading a lot of Michael Morpurgo lately, and it's really been interesting. His books are engaging. You don't want to put the book down. That's so amazing. His books are so engaging. Last book I reviewed, Nine Lives of Montezuma, when I said you don't want to put the book down, someone asked me, why don't you want to put the book down? I said, it's because the book is so engaging. When you're engaged, when, for example, you're playing a game, you don't want to stop playing the game because you're engaged in the game. That's the same way Michael Morpurgo books are. You just don't want to put the book down. You want to keep reading, because he always ends a chapter with a cliffhanger and you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? And you just want to keep reading. Like you where you like, oh, I only have time for 2 chapters. You end up reading 5 chapters with the time that you said you had for 2 chapters. That's how good Michael Morpurgo is. And the book we are reviewing today is Friend or Foe, written by Michael Morpurgo, the master storyteller, who has over 11 million copies that have made bestsellers. Then this book, Friend or Foe, people, David and Turkey were evacuated from London, and there's a war going on in London, so they were evacuated from London to the countryside so that they can live better lives and they can continue their schoolwork. But one night, the flashes of God flashes on the moor, brings the war back to them and shatters their newfound peace. Like in this book, there was a war in London, and their parents just have to think about it and say our children should not go through this trauma anymore. Let's take them to the countryside, where countryside people will take care of them. They can work on farm. They can still go to school without having to be in London, without having the war shutting out their dreams. So they went to the countryside, and David and Turkis even stayed together. They lived with Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds took good care of them. When they grew older and the war was over, they even came back to visit Mr. Reynolds once in a while. The characters in this book are David, Turkey, Mr. Reynolds, David's mom. They didn't mention her name. David's dad died in the war earlier when the book started, and Mr. Reynolds, Mrs. Reynolds, who always preferred that the boys called her Anna. And my favorite part of this book was the way Mr. Reynolds always showed David and Turkey love. I just like this book for the fact that Mr. Reynolds, he never had children, and having David and Turkey around, He just felt this warmth towards them, this warm affection towards them. And I just love it. Like, I love when I see people loving other people. Like, the love shared between Mr. Reynolds, David, and Turkey. They were like, if you visit them, you think they are actually a family. You won't believe that they were adopted. And I just love it. And even David and Turkey, too, they began to love Mr. Reynolds over the years. When they grew, when they graduated, they found good jobs. They even came by, aside going back to London to visit their parents, they also came back to the countryside to visit Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds, the people that took care of them when they needed it the most. And that's one of my favorite parts of this book. The love that was shared between everybody, David, Turkey, Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds. The new words I learned from this book was bemused. Bemused means to be confused and unable to think in a clear way. Like, you're bemused and you're like, something happened and you're just confused and you're just not, your mind is not able to calculate. Oh, your mind is not very clear about a certain matter. That's what it means to be bemused. My ratings for this book, they are a must read because this book is so engaging. Friend or foe, it is an amazing book. You're going to love it. When you read it, you will love it. You will love every second of it. Like I said before, to you there, you don't want to put the book down. You just want to keep reading. You want to get engaged. And the way the words flow, the connection between the words and the paragraph, the chapter, everything just comes together. The plot is amazing. The way you're going, the way the plot twists. Like, at some point, they even found some German soldiers that they were able to arrest, and that was how they were able to report back to London, and they were able to end the war. Like, the plot is so amazing. The way David and Turkey also participated in helping to end the war at some point of their young teenage lives was beautiful. I love this book, and that's why I'm going to give it a must read. Be on the lookout for Friend or Foe, because Friend or Foe is an amazing book. You can also read more Michael Morpurgo books. I mean, this man, Michael Morpurgo, is an amazing author. I love him so much. His books are engaging. The way he writes plots, the way the setting, the theme, everything is just so amazing about his books. I love the character serenity in the books. Everywhere is just so good. You just don't want to stop reading. And authors like this, they will help teenagers to keep reading books. They will help teenagers, give them inspiration to read books, and it also increase their IQ, because readers are leaders, like I always say, who are way ahead of others. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all for today on my last book review of 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the link to your friends. If you have anything to say, you can send me an email at ksbolurotimi@gmail.com. That's all for today's episode, and I'll see you on the other side of 2024. Yay! Thank you. I'll see you in 2024. Bye. Bye.